Okay, I am here with Wendell. My name is Ya, and this is African Discourse channel. Wendell, tell us all about you, what you do, what your company is.
Right. Thank you very much for this opportunity. So my name is Wendell, as mentioned earlier.
I like your name.
Thank you. I'm with Agregar Technologies. I'm the business development lead there. So basically at Agregar Technologies, we're an AI-powered Regtech company. So when we talk about being a Regtech company, we provide solutions to mitigate risk and then also to mitigate fraud. So when it comes to onboarding, whether customer onboarding, whether vendor onboarding, or even employee onboarding, we have solutions to ensure that you are reducing and you are mitigating risk in that regard.
That's very, very, very good. Like this is a new area.
Yeah,
of
I mean,
tech.
it's not. I mean, in this part of the world that we find, in this part of, let's say, Ghana or Africa, it's not that common there. So we are more or less like the first RegTech company that we have here.
Is it the, you see, like we used to say that private investigator thing, is it that?
No, so it's not private investigation. So basically what we are looking at is that we are trying to we validate the kind of information that you bring to us. So first of all, I mean, today we are the Fintech Award. So many a times people onboard many fintech solutions and all that, and then they go in to provide certain details to onboard into the solution. So that's where we come in. We verify those details that you bring in to ensure that you are indeed who you say you are. Because I mean, people can onboard certain platforms or certain solutions and then use different names, different IDs just to have a feel of it. So that's where we come in to ensure that if you have Ya on your ID, we want to know that yes, this is indeed Ya. Want to verify that this is indeed Ya. If you say you stay at East Legon, we're able to verify that this is where you stay. We also do other forms of verification. That's when it comes to background checks, even with the previous employment, criminal checks and all that. We're able to do that as well. So
that is literally investigation, just not private investigation.
So the reason why we don't say it's investigation, because in all this we require consent from the person. So if it is you that we are doing the checks on, you need to be able to give us consent before we proceed with that. With PI, you don't need the consent of the person. You do it without the person's knowledge or without the person's consent.
But how are you able to confirm if the person is aware of what you're doing?
So we actually deal with it. So I mean, when you're on board and you provide your details, so we reach out to you that this and this and this is what we want to do. So for instance, if you are onboarding a platform, you provide your email address, you provide your contact number. So before we take the consent, you might receive an email or an SMS saying that this and this, do you proceed with it? So once you consent to it, then we can go on to do the checks.
We are consenting a lot of things we have no idea
about. Exactly. But I mean, for especially in this Fintech Awards, it's very important as a fintech to know the kind of people you are onboarding onto your platform, because I mean, most of the fintechs offer lending services and all of that, and we know how many people are. They learn from this solution, they delete the app, they go on to another. So we are trying to mitigate all those things. So we've also been able to develop what we call a credit scoring model. So before you actually onboard a platform, you're going to check your credit score, whether you are worthy of the credit being given to you. If we look at your previous credit history and we think that no, you're at a high risk, then you'll not be able to receive the credit as well.
I want to understand, how are you able to do that? Because like, let's say in Ghana, right? MTN mobile money like this, people take their money and then they throw the SIM away and then they get another SIM.
Yes.
So how are you able to link like those different SIMs together to tell that this person is okay enough to give money to?
Right. So that's a very good question. So what happens in this regard is that we have the common denominator here, that is your ID, or your ID or your Ghana card. So whatever SIM that you have, one way or the other, you registered with the Ghana card. So you can throw the SIM card away, but once we hit your Ghana card, it's going to pull up those details, those numbers that you have as well, and we'll be able to tell whether you have bad credit or you've taken a loan somewhere, you decided to run away and not pay the loan.
Talking about security and money, I would like to see there are lots of there's the rise of in mobile money fraud and all of that, and like because you mentioned that you do that kind of,
Right.
I want to know. So recently, I had a friend that her Ghana card was stolen and it was used to register a SIM, right?
Yes.
And so, how are you able to, you know, because if my Ghana card was stolen and it was used to register another SIM card, and then the person borrows money, and you know, doesn't mean that if I am going for like a personal loan, later on those things would come back to me, even though I have no knowledge about it.
Right. So we sat down to look at all these scenarios. So one of our solutions that we have, we call it document verification, a document verification solution. So, for instance, if someone happens to steal your ID card and uses it to onboard another platform, if you are using our solution, we don't just verify the particular ID that you're having, but we go on to do a biometric check. Sorry. So what happens, the biometric check is that once your card has been verified, will require you to do a live verification as well. So it matches the features on your face to what is on the card. So if it is a different person that is using, of course, it will flag it as we don't get a match on it, so you cannot proceed with that onboarding. So aside that, we also have other solutions that it's good for remote onboarding. It's also good for the call center as well. So anybody that calls the call center or anybody that's doing a remote onboarding, they will have to do a small video call to verify that yes, this is Ya I'm talking to, and Ya's account is this. Once that verification is done, those biometric verifications are also confirmed before we can go on to do whatever service you want to render or anything of that sort. So that goes a long way to mitigate those kind of risks. That's why we are here to help ensure that all these things are being reduced.
Now, in all your talking, it's like, okay, you're doing it for the companies, right?
Yes.
The ordinary Ghanaian, what solutions are you giving us to make sure that these fintechs are not taking our monies away? Is it a field that your company does?
So currently we do, the space that we lie in has to do with providing services for companies, yes. But what we are looking at doing, subsequently, is for an individual to also be able to one, check their own credit score, do their own background verifications, not necessarily because they're going to find a new job or anything of that sort, but whatever thing that you want to do, you'll be able to do it by yourself and have the reports there. So once it's needed by whatever company or anything of that sort, you'll be able to do that as well. But the parts where we are seeing the fintechs are running away with the money.
Well, you are protecting them. We need a way to protect us.
So we are. As the day goes by, we are thinking of ways that we can ensure that we are reducing fraud, we are mitigating all these things as well. So eventually, maybe we'll be able to bring something up for you.
Okay. Talking about fintech, can you tell me one thing you're excited about when it comes to this industry?
Oh, it's made things very easy, especially with payments. So right now you can be in one place and you can make payments in across the country, across the continent. And back in the day it wasn't like that. So I think the fintech industry is growing and they are helping us. So we are very much excited and we are looking forward to many things that they are bringing on.
Thank you very much, Wendell.
Thank you very much.
I really like your name.
Thank you.
It was nice meeting you.
Sure.
Anyway, before you leave, kindly give us your social media handle so our audience can get in touch.
Okay, so on social media, we are Agregar Tech, Agregar, and then Tech. So Agregar Tech, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, we are there. You can reach out to us and we'll respond to you.
All right. Thank you very much. It was nice meeting you. Have a good evening.